Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lessons. Today students, we are going to learn another student's learning outcome and we are going to see tenses. In the previous lesson, we talked about participles. Use all types of tenses correctly in speech and in writing. Now, we are aware of tenses. What are they? Why do we use them? We use them to include the aspect of time in our sentences. It may be in the present, if you're saying something from the past, if you're referring to past, or if you're referring to the future, which is yet to come. Now, students, I hope that you're aware of present, past, and future tenses, present simple, perfect continuous, and perfect continuous. And you're also aware of these three different categories and variations of tenses in other two different major tenses types as well. So now, today we are going to recall and revise these tenses, but we will be focusing on participles. What is a present and a past participle and how they are used in our tenses. Now, let's recall what are tenses and how they are connected with verbs. Sometimes they're also called, interchangeably, they're called verb tenses. Why? Because in tenses, we change the form of the verbs. We change according to the tense. So this is why the tense is very much connected with the verb. So I hope that you have recalled all these different types of tenses with variations, and you are also aware of what a verb is. Let's move forward to the lecture. When we are talking about participles, we know that we use them in perfect tenses. The present perfect tense uses the auxiliary verb, the helping verb has or have, and combines it with the past participle form of the main verb. For example, if you want to use the verb go in the present perfect tense, you will say, I have gone. Now you have used has or have. Here we will be using have because our pronoun is I. The subject is I. And we are then using the participle form, the past participle form of the verb go. Now, students, we know that we use present perfect tense when we are talking about an action that happened in the past, but it is still affected and it is still being affected and it is still in the process. All right. Now, let's see why do we use the perfect tense. For something, we use the present perfect or the present perfect tense for something that started in the past and continues in the present. So it means it is linking the past and the present, and we call it perfect because the action has started already in the past. For example, if I say they have been married for nearly 50 years, how do you recognize that this is a present perfect tense? They have, and then the past participle form of marry, which is married. She has, and the past participle form of live, which is lived in Pakistan all her life, and she is still living in Pakistan. She has not left it. They have been married for nearly 50 years and they still are. It means the action that happened in the past is still in the continuation. Same goes for here. So this is what we call our present perfect tense. And students, did you notice that we use participles, the present and past participles in our present perfect and past perfect tenses? So that's why we learned about what are participles, and now in this lesson we will specifically see what they are. So now let's talk about the text, the structure of making a sentence in the present perfect tense. So you need a subject plus adding has or have according to the subject, according to the pronoun. Then you will add your past participle form of the verb, of the main verb, plus the rest of your sentence. For example, Tariq has left the hall. Tariq is our subject, has is the auxiliary verb, and left is the past participle form of the verb leave. And this is what makes our present perfect tense. Now, students, by pausing the video, you can come up with your own sentences in the present perfect form, in the present perfect tense. So do it quickly, and then we will talk about past participle. We know that participles have two forms, present and the past. Now let's talk about the past participle, which is a word derived from a verb that can be used as an adjective to form perfect verb tenses and to form the passive voice as well. So we are using the past participle form of the verb for adjectives and for the passive voice. Let's see what is past perfect tense and what is its structure. So we use past perfect tense to represent an event or action that happened in the past before another event or action that happened in the past. So it means that we have actually, here we are in the present, and we have two actions that happened in the past. And how do we tell that one happened before the other? We will use our past perfect tense. For example, you have the sentence, Tahir had eaten his dinner before we reached the venue. How did we make it? We had subject, Tahir, plus had, and plus the past participle, and past participle plus the rest of the sentence. So you can form this, and you have told that Tahir had eaten his dinner before we reached the venue. So there are two events, reaching the venue in the past and eating dinner in the past as well. So which action happened first? Eating dinner, Tahir had eaten his dinner before we reached the venue. It means that the dinner was done first and then they reached the venue. So we have successfully told two past events, and we have told that which one happened when, before or after. And this is how you use your past participle in the structure of a past perfect tense. Students, for the classroom activity, you are going to change the verb into the correct form. You have the verb in the parenthesis. You have to change it according to the sentence. I read your book several times. You can say, I have read your book several times. And this way, by using has or have, the auxiliary verbs, you can make your answers. Same goes for here. This is in the past perfect tense or past perfect simple. The first one has been done for you. The storm destroyed the sandcastle that we built. Now we know that for past perfect we use had and then the past participle of the verb built, and that's how you form a past perfect tense in the simple form. Students, you have your worksheet that will be distributed to you, so you can solve all these different problems of past and present participles. Different tenses are also asked in different kinds of questions. So I hope that you will have fun solving this worksheet. For your homework, you are going to make 5 or 10 sentences each, or maybe one sentence for each tense, for present simple, present perfect, present continuous and present perfect continuous, and same goes for other tenses as well. So you have to write these sentences and try not to use the past or present participle incorrectly. So you have to be very much careful about present participle where we are using it in the perfect tenses, and also the past participle in the perfect tenses. So you have to be careful about it, and this way we can achieve our learning outcome. Now, this was a generic learning outcome, so we just learned about perfect tenses of both present and past where we used our participles. The resources are added for your understanding. You can solve them by getting the print, and you will have a great time learning about it. I'll catch you up in the next video lesson, students. Till then, take care of yourself. Happy learning, and Allah Hafiz.